So here I will argue that the Orange Man is more dangerous than the Mustache Man was in 1939. I will argue that he's actually on a more dangerous trajectory. We could argue that he's using the same playbook, but we don't expect that he will push it into as dangerous or as consequential a direction. But I think there's reason to believe that if he isn't stopped, this will be more dangerous, more damaging than the amount of damage that the Mustache Man caused. So there's 3 steps or 3 things to consider as a backdrop to the point I'm going to make. So for the first step, I would say that, so they both had their racist scapegoats. For the Mustache Man, it was against the Jews. For Trump, it's against the illegal immigrants. And against, that's the banner against illegal immigrants, he's going against all kinds of legal immigrants. And basically, so he's hiding a large attack on colored people and on white people who oppose him underneath the banner of saying that this is out there and this is directed towards being against illegal immigrants. So that's the first point. So in that way, they're the same. The second point is where we have a divergence. Consider for the Mustache Man, a huge part of his ideology was promoting the Aryan race. It was the blonde-haired, blue-eyed people, and he was trying to create jobs for them. He was doing different things to facilitate them becoming families, being supported, them having children. This was a big part of his project that he was supporting. For Trump, all it is personal profit for himself and for his family. It's creating a glorious tribute to his name. He's creating a ballroom, naming airports after himself, an archway, a bridge, plastering his name everywhere. It's all about his own identity being promoted and statues made of him and so on. It's not so. In this case, I would say that his mentality, and I'm just using this as a basis for the point that I'm going to be making, his mentality is worse than Hitler. So they both have their racist targets. At least for the Mustache Man, there was something that some segment of the population that he was actually trying to promote. For the public, he hasn't created jobs. He hasn't created any kind of prosperity. When it came to discussing daycares, he was basically saying, we ain't got no time for that. We're dealing with wars. For him, he's cutting everything he possibly can from the budget. Park rangers, lowering healthcare, lowering education, the Consumer Protection Agency. It's doing whatever cuts he can for the public. And he's steering extra money towards the military, which for him has basically become a fleet of pirates. It has become his fleet of extortion agencies. So he's actually has his people dropping in on tankers and taking them. He went into Venezuela and basically took over their oil. He's trying to take over Cuba. He tried to take over Greenland, seemingly for resources and for minerals. He's trying to make whatever deals he can for personal profit. For the public, he's doing cuts, and he's doing a wide variety of things that's supporting his military, which is basically for him a group of pirates, and just creating whatever personal profit he can, working out more ways, in Gaza so they can create beach resorts and more hotels. So consider that as a backdrop. So the main point, this is heading towards the trajectory that we're dealing with. We have a tremendous change that's happening to our economy and to our world, and that's with the development of AI and the rapid development of robotics. Facebook, Amazon, both of them are quickly laying off a lot of people, and they're currently now it's happening where they are replacing people with robots. And basically that is going to just be multiplied, just like cars were multiplied, and like cars replaced horses and buggies 100 and some years ago. Musk considers that there's going to be more robots than people. And now with Trump in charge, so if someone loses a job and becomes homeless, he just wants to make sure they're not on the streets where he could possibly see them, or it's not something. It doesn't look good, so he wants to get it out of the public eye. Beyond that, there's no plan. I consider that AI robotics could create an abundance for the world, could create a lot of prosperity, could create a lot better world. As a result, there's tremendous potential there if it's directed in that direction. But if it's only a situation where some corporations will get as much profit as can possibly be had, and everyone else will just be thrown to the side and thrown away, then that is going to lead to devastation in the United States and implications for the rest of the world. I would basically say that this is a tsunami that is coming towards us. There are a lot of important subjects and a lot of important issues. Some of the things we could consider distractions from things that are even more important. But I would say that this is causing us to miss out, or a lot of people to miss out on this tsunami, which as it's sitting now is headed towards being a disaster for the implications. Trump has no positive policies for how we are going to respond to this and how we are going to take this into a beneficial direction, how we are going to make it so that this doesn't cause an incredible amount of damage to the world. He's just going full speed forward and completely ignoring it. And there's just, as it is, going to be just a lot of people left behind, a lot of people thrown to the side. So because of that, I would say that that is going to cause even more damage. The current impact on the world's oil supply and distribution of fertilizer, that by itself is also going to cause a huge impact, is really significant. And as this summer progresses, people are going to be feeling a lot more pain because of what he has done in Iran, because of that conflict and the problems there. But just as that is going to start to happen more, and people will feel that more, as the next years progress, the impact of AI and automation is going to be more felt. And this needs to have leaders which are for the people, right? So at least with the Mustache Man, if he would have been for the Aryan race and also for the Jewish people and for the other countries, and if he had wanted to just take Germany out to improve the world and improve everyone's lives, he probably could have caused a lot of benefit and a lot of good in the world. But he didn't, and as a result, he's causing a lot of destruction. In the case of Trump, we have somebody who's, very incompetent and also even more corrupt and callous than I would say that the Mustache Man was. I would say that AI could be something that's incredibly beneficial if it's directed in a good direction, but if it isn't, it can just be completely disruptive and cause a lot of damage. And right now, he has no plan for that. What his plan is $170 billion for his paramilitary police force, which can basically arrest and disappear anybody who complains. Basically, it's out there to suppress public dissent. He wants to make it so that people are crushed, and even when they complain, they're just crushed all the more.